So how I'll be going to create an ER model? Let's see. So in order to know the ER model, I should know about the components. What are the components that are being used to develop my ER diagram? So this diagram is very important. So please note it down in your book if possible, because sometimes the recordings are been getting problem over here. So just you can note it down. This is very important. So how I'll be getting the ER diagram? So I'll be saying something called I want to design an ER model. So what are the things I should be get considered with this ER model? So ER has been designed with the three parts. So already I told you this one. So again, because in depth we are going over the subject, so I'll be saying something called I need something called entity. Then I have something called attribute. Then I have something called relation. Then in entity we have two parts. One is single entity and the other is weak entity. Then coming to the attributes, we have something called key attribute. We have something called composite attribute. We have something called multi-valued attributes. Then we have something called derived attributes. So attributes are four types: key, composite, multi-valued, and derived. Now coming to the relationship, we have one to one, one to many, very good. Then we have many to one, and we have many to many. Okay. So this is the model of the ER model. So note it down this one. So it's a very important one. Okay. So if you note it down, we'll see one by one what is the entity, weak entity. Then we'll come across the attribute, key attribute, composite attribute, multi-value attribute, derived attribute. Then we'll come out about the different types of relationship. One by one we'll be seeing. Okay. So first we'll see the entity. So a entity can be any object. So I already have been telling about the objects. So if I say it can be an object, it can be a person, it can be a place, it can be anything. For this, I'll be representing this within a rectangle box. Say, I'll be saying employee. So employee is an entity. So for this, I'll be putting in a rectangle. I'll be saying something called college. Now college is also an entity. I'll be saying something called uh, DMart. Okay. Now it is a one kind of multi showroom of. Okay. Like this, we have something called the entities. I have something called departments. Yeah. Esma, I am muting everyone, but why this is people are interrupting? So most of the people, Shreya Reddy is, yeah, Shravanti. Okay, so we have this kind of entity. Now, as I told you that in entity, we have the concept of weak entity. We have something called weak entity. So what the weak entity is going to say? A entity that is depend on somebody. So if it is depend on other, okay, other entity. So if this is depend on another entity, then this is called as a weak entity. Okay. The weak entity does not contain any key. So it will not have any key. Now key in the sense, if I say a key, it doesn't have any key. Now here K is nothing but the any constraints, for which we are not going to put any constraint on that. We are not going to put any restriction, because we cannot put the person restriction who is a depend on some other person. So in our home also, child are depend on the parents. So we cannot restrict them that you don't depend on them. So like that, the child are the weak entity for the parents. So like that, here the weak entities depend on the entity. That's why we call it as an entity, and it's for which we don't require any key. Now, how I'll be designing this weak entity? So single entity can be designed, can be shown represented in a form of rectangle, whereas weak entity will be going to represent in a form of like this. How I'll be saying this one? If I take a loan, now loan is an entity. So if I take the loan, I have to pay the installment. So if I pay the installment, now still installment is also an entity, but this installment is available only if you take the, if only if you take the loan. That means this is dependent on the loan. So that's why installment is an entity. We call this as an entity, but we call this as a weak entity. Now you got it? Okay. Yeah. Now we'll see the attributes. So our next topic is attribute. Now what are these attributes? It is, tell me about the characteristics or the property of the entity. So it can be characteristics or the property of the attribute. Right? So how are we going to describe this one? I'll be describe this in a form of eclipse. So attribute can be represented in a form of eclipse. So for this, I'll be using something called, for an example, if I take an example of student, it can be an ID, it can be his contact number, it can be his address, it can be his what you call name, it can be something like related to any marks, okay, qualification. So like this, I'll be representing all that. So these are all the attributes or the properties of that particular attributes, okay, of that particular entity. So if I take ID, ID is an attribute of that particular entity. Okay. So if you see the previous example, I have taken an example of the student. Now I'll be take the example of employee. Okay. Or I'll take the example of faculty. So I'll be having this kind of two examples I'm taking. So employee will be having the his employee ID. So EMP ID. So we have to represent this in Eclipse. So I'm going with an Eclipse. Then he is having the name. He will be having the designation. Okay, he will be having the salary. Okay, he will be like he will be having TA, DA, something like that, and he will be having the contact number. Okay, then he will be having the services, how much service he is doing till now, or what is the service. Like this, I have the employees. Say similar to the faculty. So faculty also have the same thing. So if I will be going for the faculty, so I will go with the faculty. Says faculty, I will be having the faculty ID will be there for him. He will be having the name. His specialization will be there. So specialization. Then here experience will be there. So depending upon the entity, we'll be having the properties. So I can maintain his characteristics of that particular property. So like this, I'll be using the Eclipse to give the properties. Okay, now in the properties we have some variations. So as I'm telling about the different kinds of properties, there is something called key properties, derived, multivalued. Okay, like this we have different kinds of attributes are available. So we'll be seeing one by one what is the first attribute. So when I say attribute, the first most will be coming as key attribute. Now, what is this key attribute? Is to represent the main characters of the entire. So in my attributes, you have seen the number of examples, or employee example you have seen, student example you have seen, faculty example you have seen. These are all are the different entities, they have their own attributes. Now in the attributes we have seen, we have to identify which is the main attribute which is going to take care of everything. Okay, which is going to take care of everything, like you have been identified. Like suppose if I go for an example of student, if you see the student attribute, so if you see the student attribute, a student is an entity. So what is his attributes? We have something called ID is there, name is there, then have something called contact is there. Okay, then his class is there, something like this. Now suppose if I match with an employee, if I go with an employee, he is also having the ID, he is also having the nature of job. Okay, and here of experience. Okay, experience. Okay, then what is his salary, like this I have something like. Then I have something called faculty, which I have been the entity I have been identified. He also having faculty. Then he is having a specialization, as I told you that he is having some specialization. Then he is having experience. Okay, he's been like his salary. Okay, which department. Like this we have a lot of attributes. Now, in this attribute, we have to identify which is the main, so that we can convert that as a key entity. Now, how I'll be identified? See, if I go with a student, if I go with a student, or I'll change the color so that you will be understanding the things. Now I'll be going with something like this. Yeah. Now I'll take the student. So name. Now with this name, I can have more than one people. Like Sumna is there. So Sumna can be exist in our classroom or in our class, saying that with this name there is a two Sumnas, three Sumna, or four Sumna. Okay. Then how I'll be going to make as a key entity. So name cannot be key entity. Why? Because I have been seeing that the same name can be given for the other person also. The, in our classroom, the student with the same name like Anil or Suman or like this, we have five. We are able to find the people names with the same name. So this cannot be a key attribute. Then I can go with the contact. Now contact number always will be changing, it will go on keeping of change. Like suppose if I lost my mobile, I'll be going to change my mobile number, or due to some circumstances I have given my father number, now I want to change my number, or I will be given my friend's contact number. So what is happening, this is not stable, so I cannot go with this. Then class, now we'll talk about the class. So class become CA, become regular, like this. Many students are there, those are doing become. So this is also repeated, so I cannot go with it. So what is left out over here? ID. Now this is unique. This is unique. So because of this uniqueness, this number once I have given to that particular student, I cannot allow the same number to that person. Say today your number is something like 20, 105, 1009 and something like 1046 or 45. So I have the number like this. Maybe this is a college code, this is your year of then you are, this is a so and so, or this is your course code, this is a college code, and this is your serial number. Now this will not change. Okay, this will not change, this will be changing, and this will be changing. So I can give the number like this: 21105 is my college code, and this is 1009 is the BCom computers, and the number 1045. Now 45 is the same here also, this is same, but it doesn't mean that this is duplicate, because here if you see, automatically this has been changed. So what is happening, once the number has been allotted to that person, throughout his entire life this number cannot be utilized. So like that, we have to identify the importance of the attribute among the existing attributes, that is key attribute. Now you got it. So this is we call as a key attribute. Now how I'll be doing this one, as I've given the net structure, so we have been designing one more time the structure. So I'll be saying the student is a entity, he is having an ID as an attribute, he is an ID as in a name, then here having an id as an address. Like this we have a lot of attributes. As I've been telling about, name cannot be an attribute, key attribute, address cannot be a key attribute. When I'm saying id is an attribute, then you have to carefully highlight that, saying that this is in a key attribute. So how I have to identify, I have to simply give underline. That means if the circle a eclipse with underline if you find, then this is known as key entity. Okay, or sorry, key attribute. Okay, we call this as a key attribute. So how I'll be identify the key attribute, a attribute is a normally attribute will be eclipse. If I put the underline inside that, then this become the key attribute. Got it? Any doubt regarding this key attribute? So if whatever that, now if you see employee id is the, I can give the employee. Nature of job, so many people will be having the same nature of job. Okay, then experience, many people will be having the same kind of experience. Salary may be differ, but anyhow some certain time that salary can be same or little bit differ, but this is not stable. Experience is not stable, nature of job is not stable. So what is happening, id is a stable, so again I can say that this is a key entity. Now id faculty, now when I go for the faculty id, specialization, so specialization can be changed. Today I may go for an rdbms, tomorrow I will go for an php, something like that. So I'll be, specialization will be changing, experience will be changing, salary will be depending upon my experience, the salary will be good, so it is also not stable. Departments, today I'm working for the commerce, tomorrow I'm go work for the computers, tomorrow day after tomorrow I'm computer work with the next sociology department. So depending on, so this is also not stable. So among this particular attributes I have to identify which is the stable one. So I have to see the, this is the stable one. So I like this, I have to identify the key attribute. So in order to identify the key attribute, I have to say that, draw the eclipse and underline that, then this indicates that is a key attribute. Okay, then coming to the another attribute. What is the another attribute, can anyone tell? Composite attribute. So we'll see the, what is this attribute. So it is a combination of many other attributes. It is a combination of many other attributes. Such attribute is known as composite attribute. Okay, how I'll be going to do this? A attribute. So if this is an attribute, this have again multiple attributes. This is an attribute. These all are the attributes, but these all are the part of this attribute. So when such kind of things you find, then this is called as a composite attribute. This is called as a composite attribute. How I'll be doing this one? Say for an example, I'll be saying something like name. So when I go with the name attribute, so I'll say name. Name is an attribute. Yes, I can go with this. Now, what is the multiple attribute or the composite attribute can be given for this? So I'll be having such kind of things. I have a name. I have something called first name. So I can have the first name for me. I have a middle name. So I have a middle name. I have something called last name. So a attribute has the combination of multiple attributes. Now this we call as a composite attribute. Can anybody give me such kind of any example? Anybody can give the example related to the composite attribute? Think and tell me. I have given the example. A name. Name is an attribute. For this, I have the three attributes: first name, middle name, last name. So how I'll be can be given and can anybody give the example of composite attribute? For ID, ID has been already declared as a key attribute because it is unique. So we cannot go with the name composite attribute for that. Yeah. Any idea? No idea. See, I have something called address. I have an address. Now, in this address, I have something called street. Street name will be there. Colony will be there. Okay. Flat number will be there. Okay. Then it will be having the location. Okay. You will be having street. You have something called state. Okay. You have something called city. Okay. Right. All this are comes under the composite. Like I'll be saying in the address, I'll be saying something called 2 dash 3 dash 691 by C4 by 1 by A. Then I'll be saying something called Prem Nagar, okay, Amberpet. Then I'll be saying Hyderabad, Telangana, and India, something like this. And I have something called pin code. Now I can go for this, and all together I can put it in a single entity. But if I want separately, like from which street colony, okay, the colony name, the city, then I want the state, I want the country, and the pin code. So I can split the address into this many of pieces. Then that attribute is called as a composite attribute. Okay. Right? Any doubt regarding the composite attribute? Because these are the very important, and these are will be going to come. You can expect 100% this kind of questions, and maximum it will depend on the examples only. So maximum examples you have to give, and you have to tell about that, because the definition of the composite attribute is only single line. What is that? Many other attributes. From my side, who is speaking? Anita, Akshita is there. Just now speaker. Shreya Reddy is there. Yeah. Now is it okay? Right. I got three times I have seen them. I muted them, but again the same disturbance. So simply I remove them so that next time they will not going to do such kind of things. Okay. So what is another one? in the attribute. So we have seen the key attribute, we have seen the composite attribute. Now what is going to know about the another one? It is multi-valued attribute. Now what is this multi-valued attribute? An attribute can have more than one value. If have an attribute, if I have one attribute, if I have one attribute, what is this? Who is getting problem? So a attribute, if one attribute has more values, if one attribute has more values, then we call this as a multi-valued attributes. Now for this, I'll be having like this attribute and like this. Now this is what we call as a multi-eclipse. If you use this, this is indicates that it is multi-valued attribute. See, if I have a two rectangles like this, we call this as a weak entity because this is depend on. So don't get confused with this and this. This is an entity, rectangle entity, and if we have double entity like this, then we call this as an it is a weak entity because this is depend on somebody. When I say like this, then this is multi-valued attribute. That means this attribute has more values. It has more values. Say suppose I have mobile number. So if I say mobile number, I have nowadays I am trying to have more than one mobile number. So I'll be having mobile number two or three or four like that. So personal number will be there, official number will be separate, and some other number. So like this, I'll be using the mobile number. So I can take that means if I am want to go with the something like this, a mobile number, I can go with an if this is having multi-value because I can have more than one value for this. So I'll be having something like I have my personal number, I have an office number, I have a land number, okay, land phone, okay. I have something called my at my home. I have another number, okay. So office number is there, personal number will be there, land number will be there, home number will be there, and special my family number keep for that you are. That means if I have multi mobile numbers, okay, values are there. Like you will be saying, if you want to add a new contact in a mobile number, so when you see that, you'll be finding different things. You'll be having whether it's a home, whether it's a work, whether it's a landline, whether an office, it is a personal, okay, like that it will be asking because for this I have many options. Like that, whenever the attribute has more than single value, then that value is called as a multi-valued attribute, and it can be represented as double eclipse. Okay, then what is another attribute? Derived attribute. So the name itself is saying derived attribute. That means if that has been derived from other attributes. So one attribute, I have one attribute. From this, I have been derived. So this is one attribute. So X is an attribute from which XS has been derived. I have an X attribute. I have been getting XY as another attribute. So this has been derived from X. It has come from X. Right? If I get such kind of thing, then we call this as a derived attribute. Okay. How I'll be going with this? I have something called a person age change over time to time. So if I say something called age, is it fixable? Is this age is fixed for me? No, because time to time this has been going to change. So I have to always derive because according to time, according to the date, this will be changing. So because of this, it will be called as a derived attribute, because this is defined from date of birth. It is defined from the date of birth. Say I have something called a student. This is an entity. He is having an ID. He is having a name. Then I will be asking his date of birth. Now I'll be asking that person date of birth. So he'll be, say suppose he has been entered in his date of birth, say something like 0409 1980, something like this. So if I give the date of birth, okay, it's somebody's date of birth. So I have given roughly this example. Now based upon that, I want to calculate the age. That means he has given the date of birth like this. Now according to this, I want to calculate what is the age this year. Next year, automatically the date should be updated. How it will update it? Because I have already given my date like this. From this, so from 80, how much the age will be, ma? How much the age? So 90, 2000, 2020, and yeah, yeah, so almost on year about 40 years. So in 2020, his age is of 40. Now 2021, the age is of 41. So like this, it's keep on going, changing. How it is changing? Because from this particular date, this age is changing. That means the age has been derived from this particular birth entity, that is attribute. So from this attribute, this age has been defined or derived. That's why we call this as a derived attribute. How I'll be representing this? I'll be representing in this fashion. So you have to take care of this. So a dotted one is your derived attributes. So if I find like this, it is derived attribute. How I'll be identify derived attribute? I have to check it the other attribute. I have to see whether it has been derived from ID, whether it is derived from the name, whether it is derived from the birth. Okay, from the derived birth. So it is then it at the age has been coming from this particular attribute. That's why we call as this as a derived attribute, because the age I'm getting from reflected from the this attribute. So once it is reflected, I can able to see. So seeing this particular diagram, now in this diagram, now you can see the entire concept how it will be now. So this is about the attributes. So now I'll give the one example. You have to identify what are the things are there. So I'll take the example of college. Now what is this? What is a college? Entity, right? What is this? Attribute. Now if I give the line under this, what it will be? Key attribute. Very good. Administration. Okay, I have written the administration. So college has an administration. So yes, ma, I'm unable to listen. Tell me once one more time, ma. Hello. Now fee, record, finance. What are these? It's a normal attribute, but when I'm saying combined with an administration attribute, then this becomes the composite attribute, right? Now, if I uh, do something like this, then now what is this finance has become? Multi-valued attribute, because I have finance multiple, because how I can define this one, because this finance will be having different kinds of, it's on the salary, it can be salary of the employee, salary salary of non-teaching staff, teaching staff, okay, admin, like we will be having different, then it will be dealing with the some funds, so all related to this one. So that means the finance has a multiple values, so this become the multi-valued attribute. Okay. Then college ID, admin, then I'll be having college name. I have an address. Then I'll be having something establish. So in which the college has been got established. Then we will be saying that number of years completed. Now what is the years has become now? Yeah, it has derived out. From which attribute it has been derived? Can you identify from which attribute? From the address or the from home or the college or administration fees, record or finance or the establishment? Yeah, so it has been derived from the established attribute. It has been from here it has been derived. That's why it has been called as an a derived attribute. Okay. So any doubt regarding the attributes? So this is how we will be using the attribute concept. So like this, we are going to draw the diagrams, ER model diagram. Then based upon that, we will be learning about the attributes. Okay. Then what is the third one? So we have seen the entities, we have seen the weak entities, we have seen the attributes, key attribute, we have seen multi-valued attributes, you have seen derived attributes, you have seen composite attributes, you have seen. Then we are going to come across the concept now, relationship. So it is going to describe the relation between the, it will going to describe the relation between the two entities. Okay, it is going to describe the relationship between the two entities. So how it will be designed, say something like I am the student, so this is an entity, then college is another entity, so two entities. So I want to make the link between these two. So how I'll be going to link, simply I can draw the line like this and I can say link, but it doesn't mean what is the line because it's a simple line, but I have to specify in some notes or notation saying that there is some link between this. So how I'll be saying a student study, so I'll be saying he study in this college. So if I want like this, I have to notate something like rhombus. So a student is going to study in the college. So here the study, seeing this particular word and this particular rhombus diagram, I can able to identify that there is a relation between the student and the college. What is the relation? Study. Okay. So we'll be seeing the different types of relation. So what are the different types of relation we have seen? We have to see one is one to one, then one to many, we have many to one, and many to many. Okay, so one by one we'll see how we can define the one to one relationship. So it's totally on the example now. See, I'll be going for one to one. So you can give any examples. So one to one, I'm giving the example. Say a male, he is an entity. Female, this is also an entity. So how I'll be making this? So I have to make the link between these two people. So I have to use the rhombus symbol. Then I'll be going to connect like this. Then I'll be saying 1 and 1. Okay, 1 and 1. That means it is 1 to 1. So how I'll be defining this one? I have to say some words because I have to see that, okay, what is the relation between man and male and a female. So I'll be saying male will marry the female or the man will marry a woman. So I'll be saying here married. So married is a relationship which is going to combine these two people. So this is 1 to 1 relationship. So one instance of an entity associated with the relationship. This is known as one-to-one relationship. So one entity is depend on the, I will going to connect the another entity. So this is how I will be writing. So one-to-one can be represented by, here you have to specifically you have to say 1 and 1. So by seeing 1 and 1 you can understand that this is one-to-one relationship. Now I'll go with the name 1 to 1 to many. Now I'll be having something called one to many. Example, what I'll do, the example, say something like I do some invention. Okay, so who do the invention? A scientist. So I'll take the example of scientist. So what he'll do, he'll try to make new research. So what is that? He'll try to invent. So he's try to invent. So what is that? Invention. What is the output of that? Invention. So his invention is another entity. So a scientist invention. So there are a lot of people, they are doing the invents. Okay. So they are trying to invent the things. So how I'll be trying to do this one? So here I'll be saying 1 and I'll write something called M. So if I write like this, then it is think that there are one scientist, he will going to do many invention. So if this is like this, then we call this as a one to many. So one scientist is going to invent many inventions. Okay, so we have only one instance of the entity, that is left side, and more instances will be there in the right side associated with the relationship. So this is one to one definition relationship. Then coming to the next one, many to many. So how I'll be doing this one? Take the example as student. So I am the student, you are the student. What I'll do, simultaneously I'll try to, I want a relationship, so I will have to draw the relationship like this. Then I have the course. So I have the course. Now course is linked to here and student is linked to here. So there are many students many students do simultaneously many courses. So these are the people that are going to enroll in. So there are many people, they are going to enroll many courses. Okay, so simultaneously I'll do the distance course, I'll do one regular course, I'll do the diploma course. Okay, I will be doing something like what is that mm, uh, uh, for my hobby I'll be learning music. Like this I'll be doing different courses. So like me, many people are there, they're going to enroll their names in the different courses and going to do that. So here this is what the example of many to many. Okay, then another one we'll see. What is the another one left out? Many to one. So again, the same example, if I want one student or many students, so you are the many students, they are doing the BCom computers. So BCom computers, you are been joining. So there are many students are there. So there are many students. They are being enrolled in the BCom course. So they have been enrolled in the BCom computers. Okay. So what is this? It's a BCom course. So my CA, computer application. So enrolling. So the people are, many students are enrolling because of the boom. They are been joining the this particular single course computer application. So if I want one to one, you have to write one and one. If it is one to many, one and m you have to write. Many to many means m and m you have to write. Then if it is a many to one means m and one you have to write. So this is how you're going to represent by telling the people, okay, to whoever you are trying to explain about your concept, seeing these pictures, they can understand, okay, this is one to one relationship, there is something called one to many and many to many and one to one. So a pictorial representation of ER diagram will going to design me and it's going to help me to create a database. So why we are learning this particular thing? Because I want to create a database. So in order to know the how the database looks, in order to tell, explain, or anybody, or if I want to understand myself how this will be looking, then I have to represent in a pictorial manner. The pictorial which you are going to represent using this rectangle, ellipse, and rhombus line symbol, this is been done only in the RDBMS. Okay, so if you are using this one, we call this as an ER diagrams. Any doubt regarding this ER diagrams today, students? Is it clearly understand? Sure, because this Sunday, Monday you will be having exam, because we are going to wind up the first unit. So almost all first unit we are in at the end. So once we finish, I'll be giving the first year material and the videos. Then based upon that, you will be having the Monday online exam. Okay. So as already your seniors has completed their first unit exam. Yeah. Selma, multiple fill in the blanks. Then you will be having something like short answers, everything. Yeah, you will be writing. You are going to type it. Okay. Otherwise, you will be writing on your on piece of paper. You are take the snapshot and upload it. I'll tell you. Time is there. Tomorrow I'll be discussing with about that. Yeah. Time limit 1 hour. 25 marks. Okay. So anyhow, tomorrow again I will discuss regarding that. Material once one unit wise I'll be giving. Once the unit has been got finished, I will be giving the material as well as the video clippings and also. So, okay, if you not understand, you can see this example videos and you can find it. Okay. Yeah. Both I'll be giving. Both I'll be giving. Tomorrow I'll be giving, because day after tomorrow you have a holiday. Sunday you can just celebrate with RDVMS food. Okay. So you prepare the dish with RDVMS as how to create ER diagrams. So you can find all the object surroundings in your home and make in a database, and you have to understand the concept. So based upon that, you will be writing the exam. Okay. So I'll be wind up the class here itself. So if you have any doubts, you can just clarify. Otherwise, if you want to continue, I'll be continue with the next topic. No, no, I'll put it in the WhatsApp. No, I'll put it in the WhatsApp. Yeah, PDF file. Right? Any more doubts? Yeah. So should we continue with the class or just you want the break over here? If you say I will be continuing for one more half an hour, otherwise I'll stop here only. Yeah. You want to continue or stop? Personally, you can send the message. I don't mind over. Okay. You can put it in the chat box whether you want to continue or not. So no answer. So I'll wind up the class here. Continue. Yeah, enough today. No, sir. Okay. Right. So I'll be stopping over here. So thank you once, one and all. Yeah, I'll take the attendance. Then thereafter you can leave the class. Likhita number is not there. Please put it in the chat box. Your roll number is not available. Padmavati, I cannot able to see your roll number. Sweta, and some person has been enrolled with the phone number. So kindly please rename with your phone number with the name and roll number, please. Yamini Reddy, please post your roll number in the chat box. Jyoti, Shreya, Shravanti, Shravanti, please put it your number in the chat box. Those are numbers are not there. I'm calling them. You just put in the chat box. Kavita, Pratyusha, Deepika, G Swati, Purnima, S Deepu, Shashikala. Number you give ma. Please put it in the chat box because your number is totally covering the mic. You just put it in the chat box ma, because I'm recording. Soumya, Vijay Lakshmi, Rohini, to whomever name I'm calling, please put it in the chat box, their roll numbers, because their roll numbers are not visible over here. So S Swati, Amrita, A Radha, Manisha Raj. Manisha Raj is I have been removed her many times because from her lot of disturbance I find. So please next time you don't do such kind of things. Please post your roll number in the chat box. Sri Vidya, Poonam Shravanti. Then there is one roll number, phone number 1955371053. Please give your number in the chat box. Yeah, Manisha has been logged in with two times. Please send your all of you those who are not numbers which I called them. Please put it in the chat box. స్వాతి మెస్ రోల్ నంబర్ రాయమన్నమ్మా, నీ పేరు కాదు. Okay, those who don't have roll number, I'll be making note down over there. Yeah, you want syllabus? I'll post it in the WhatsApp group. Ma. Okay. Yeah, thank you one more time.